Hello! Recording this really late. Short version, my partner's ill. We paused for a little while. But, hello! We're talking about Doctor Who. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. And before we get onto that, for those of you who don't know yet, because I seem to get a lot of views on these Doctor Who reviews who might not watch my other stuff, this is my friend Adam.
Hello.
Those of you who are regulars to this channel will recognise him from the in-car reviews we do. The last one we did was Frozen, which is down there somewhere. And he's appeared on the channel on other shows, but mostly on the original concept reviews. Yeah. So before we get into this, your thoughts and history with Doctor Who?
Right. I do like Doctor Who. I haven't seen an episode in a few years. I'm not sort of like mega fan. I don't hate it. I don't love it, yeah. But I like it. I like it. It's fun.
So, who was your last Doctor that you watched in any kind of regularity?
With any regularity, blimey, Matt Smith.
Did you see any Capaldi?
I think I might have seen the odd one, maybe two episodes of Capaldi, but I couldn't even tell you what they were. I can't really remember it at all.
I suppose the big question is this your first Jodie?
Yes, yes, it is.
So before we get into the specifics of this episode, what do you think of this Jodie? Yeah,
I like her. I like the fact that she's I don't know. She sort of encompasses the whole sort of cheeky silliness of the Doctor.
Yeah.
But I think she sort of brings her own little spin to it. I quite like it. I think she carries it off really well.
Cool. Before anyone else in the audience possibly asks, have you seen or witnessed any classic Who?
No.
No, not even
nothing. No, nothing at all.
Not even like switched onto gold and accidentally caught a little bit of.
I don't think I have. No, no. I've been, I guess, quite unlucky in that I haven't. No.
So you're completely new Who?
I am. I'm completely new Who.
Wow. So do you even know the names of any of the older Doctors?
No. It's in a word.
So you couldn't go around the clock and name everyone?
God. No. Well, okay, David Tennant.
Yeah. Who was before David Tennant?
Chris Eccleston.
Hey.
Colin Baker.
Oh yeah, he's one. Number 6.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's his name? What's his name?
There's a few left.
I want to say Peter something.
There's been 2 Peters.
Okay.
So obviously we just spoke about Capaldi, so you got the other one.
Yeah, the other Peter. You know.
Davison?
You know.
Peter Davison.
Peter Davison, that's another one. And the rest.
And the rest.
And the rest.
That's how I feel about some other big franchises that people like love. Because, like I said before regarding Star Wars, it's like, yes, it exists. Yes, I enjoy it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this, yeah. So any sort of more general Who-ish thoughts that you wish to express before we get into the main?
Oh God, I don't know. I like Doctor Who. I like the concept of it. I have like I said, I watched when I started watching Matt Smith. When did he start? It's like 2010 or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, something like that. It was 3.5 years.
So yeah, I mean, so I've watched it for a little while. Obviously, not as long as some people. But I've had an interest in it for quite a long time. And I guess sort of with this kind of show, we can go more into detail into that. But it sort of feels like the kind of thing you can just sort of, you don't have to know everything about the history. Obviously, it is good if you do, but you don't have to. So like when I was watching this episode, I felt like you can sort of drop in, experience something like an episode like this, and then think, oh, okay, that was good, and still get a lot out of it.
Well, this episode, yes, because it wasn't really an arc. There's some stories that have arc, and there's some stuff going on that's thing, but this. And there's something to turn up later on. This didn't feel like an arc. No,
that's true. It felt relatively standalone. Well, yeah, it did.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely standalone. Yeah. But with Doctor, it happened with other stuff like Buffy used to have seasonal arcs and stuff like that. Something you think was just a thing is something an actual thing. It's like it means something. Yeah. But we don't necessarily know about it until later on. So this episode you enjoyed?
Yes.
Okay, stuff a bit straighter. So this episode, as I said already, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, written by think it was Nita someone. I didn't catch it all properly. Okay, initial impression, and this is the impression I got from watching the trailer last week, and because I had a quick moment of huh, and then watching it again, and I turned to you and I said, I know it isn't, but the guy playing Tesla looks like a young Kevin Kline. And I did catch his name in the credits. I think he may actually be, from his name and his accent, he may actually be of a foreign national of a country that I couldn't identify without looking him up.
Yes.
So, but yes, he was very good. I enjoyed his performance. So yeah, it is a story about Tesla and Edison and alien invasions. So normal day. It's just a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's just, you know. In fact, there's one of the other support characters. Damn, I forgot her name. Tesla's assistant. Salada?
Yeah.
Dorothy, isn't it?
I don't know.
Anyway, so
this is me you're talking to. You know
Tesla's assistant. She has some like nice moments with. Did you catch all the companions' names?
Right.
I love doing this to him. Just put him on the spot.
Graham
Was
Bradley Walsh.
yes.
I love Bradley Walsh. I saw him in Panto years ago.
Really? Wow.
At the Gordon Craig, he was amazing. He was hilarious. I think he was like Buttons or one of
Oh,
those.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yaz,
Yep. Who was?
the guy,
No.
the girl, and I don't know the guy's name. I thought it was Yaz. So
It's Yasmin. Is the Asian lady.
Okay.
She's Hindu.
okay.
No, Muslim. Sorry. There was an episode where they actually went to India just as the partitions were happening,
Oh, all right.
and she actually spoke about being. Yeah, she's Pakistani. And then Ryan is the coloured lad.
Oh, Ryan. Okay.
He's dyspraxic, which is why he had a bit of a wobbly moment in the train about jumping across.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and what do you think of his and Graham's relationship?
It's very father and son.
Close. He's his adopted grandfather.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I say adoptive. His grandma met Graham because she was an oncology nurse.
Right.
And they sort of, I think it was a hospital. So he's in remission. Graham's in remission now, but that's how he met his Ryan's grandmother. I genuinely can't remember if they actually got married or were just in a very close relationship. But they, he's kind of his step granddad.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So you did definitely pick up on the familial vibe.
Familiar.
That's cool for someone not knowing.
Yeah.
Going in, that's actually really cool. So yeah. Her Tesla's assistant I thought was very sweet, and she and Ryan had these little moments about I just wanted a normal. She was like, I had a nice normal job, and I was like a normal life, and then boom, the doctor, and this, and she's like, yeah, because you can't have normal again. So they have lots of really cool, sweet moments, and sort of come back to that. So the basic plot is Tesla's trying to get funding for his experiments and doesn't, and stuff happens. He gets basically someone an alien invader of some description shoots someone who was spying, a potential investor who it turns out was working for Edison as a spy thing, and then basically he and his assistant are like, what is even going on here? Because so they're having the big meeting, the thing, and he's like, you talk about signals from Mars. And why did they get a signal from Mars? Tesla's adorable in this.
Yeah, he's good.
And so yeah, that all happens. One of his machines, someone unfortunately dies, and they were like, what happened? He pulls it apart, and there's a component missing. Which is actually a plot point. And this really cool orb thing comes out, it just starts flying around. Because he's talking about sending signals through the ether and stuff like that. And this actually does come up later on when he's talking about it again. And I was like, it's Wi-Fi, did Tesla even Wi-Fi? So it's just really, really cool. I've always been fascinated by Tesla, and we can come back to that in a minute. So yeah, he sees the floaty orb. Now this is something that's come up before when normal humans have encountered something fantastical. What did you think of his reaction?
Yeah, it was interesting.
So normally when something weird's happening, and admittedly a glowing green ball, that fits in the palm of your hand, not overtly scary.
Yeah, no.
But some people said like historical figures shouldn't be like so au fait with weird shit happening because it's outside their sphere of knowledge. But I would say for an inventor, you'd be curious.
Yeah, well, yeah, curiosity I think is sort of the main.
And this thing wasn't threatening him. It wasn't like as he approached it, it just gently sort of dropped down into his hand. But like. I think if it was like spiky or if it was having more aggressive moments, and you'd still standing there going, cool. Maybe then you'd duck a little bit.
Just
a little more caution.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people have criticised like I can't remember the exact context of this criticism. It was like, I'd be running. Like, why? It's a thing. So yeah, the he gets the orb, and that's when the Doctor finds him, and she basically she's like, okay, hide. So she comes in like looking for the signal that she's found, and so what's going on here? Oh, all right, can I mind if I join you? Because they're hiding already, and that was my assistant. Who just shot him? So, why was someone shooting? So what? Yeah, but who shot him? That's what you should be worried about. And it turns out it's some creature that originally I thought might be some kind of android or some kind of other, mech, because red glowing eyes and very sort of stilted movements. Not that. And so they basically said, all right, come with me, because the weapon's Silurian, but this creature is not a Silurian. Because Silurians are more lizard like. You've probably seen Silurians at some point, haven't you?
I think so.
Yeah. Madame Bastra's a Silurian.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, so like, okay, so run with me. I've got a thing. I can get us out of here in no time. And you think, oh, she's gonna lean to the TARDIS, and she doesn't. She just smash cuts to a train, where she jumps in the car, and like the companions are there. And so, right, sorry about that. I'm the Doctor, and you are.
Yes.
So it's just I think Dorothy S. Something's me with S. And this is I am Nikola Tesla, and what just happened? And she's like, Tesla, woo, yay! And
Exciting.
the companions are like, who? And we're like, what? Not what?
Not cool. How do you not know who Nikola Tesla is?
So get on that point before we get into the spoilers.
Yeah.
What is your knowledge and experience of Tesla?
So it's very fragmented. Electricity, inventor, sort of early 20th century.
1900s.
The fancy cars.
Which is much later on.
Not early 20th century. And I know there was a lot of competition with bigger names, and obviously you see on this with Edison, but that's sort of about it really. It's is not comprehensive, my understanding.
I think maybe I know a bit more just from cultural osmosis.
Yeah,
like I said, I saw The Prestige where he was played by David Bowie. Rest him. So yeah, that was. He just seems like a really interesting character. I think he's Czech originally.
Okay.
Really, that area, Eastern European, and pretty much, I would say we still haven't seen the current one, which we want to go see, partly because it looks really interesting and partly big grumps. And it came and went, and I need to get hold of that. Oh, I was supposed to say that House of Clock with the Walls is on Prime Flix.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, so we'll watch that at some point.
We'll watch that, and we can review that.
Yeah, there.
Stay tuned for that. not like immediately after this, because but at some point in the future.
Yeah, because we did. Okay, so this is not my normal focused review, but we did have an idea of what we missed as a series. Like, so the films we wanted to see at the cinema, but for one reason or another didn't, and have that as a thing. So look out for that at some point. So yeah, basically, the Doc and the companions were in New York, basically just touristing. They've got this period. It's great that they've all got appropriate period wear. She's still wearing her normal costume.
Yeah.
What do you think of her costume?
Yeah, I think she looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
To be fair, this is a fairly straightforward episode.
Okay.
It is. There is the mystery of like, who are these creatures? Why are they after Tesla? There is things at one point. Tesla and Yaz get abducted. They're only after Tesla, but Yaz gomps onto him and is taken away as well. Yeah, so there's the reveal of who the aliens are and what they're up to, and then it's like the whole sort of a bit of a base under siege montagey save the day kind of stuff. But otherwise, it's not overly preachy necessary. It's just, it is, it's a straightforward adventure story, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so let's get into it. Don't worry, I'm not doing the hand waving thing. We have a piece of paper that says spoiler zone, which we'll put on Pudgy's. No, that's not Pudgy. Is it Pudgy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Pudgy.
There's Pudgy. So many plushies, I lose track of who's who. How's that? You can just about see that. It's there, it's there. We're in the zone. So the alien. What did you think of the aliens? The design of them, because we get a reveal and you see like a scorpion tail shadow.
Yeah. Creepy. Yeah, when they're in like their what I assume is their original form, like in the scorpion body. Yeah. Yeah, very, very creepy, very unsettling. I don't like scorpions at the best of times.
I know you're not a big fan of insectoids, are you?
No, and these are like giant building-sized scorpions. Yeah, no, no.
But as a design.
Oh yeah, no, very, very, very good and villainous. Yeah.
See, I was saying, like, to the right, they've got different insectoid and arachnid and kind of different designs of alien, creatures that basically are giant sized. I know this is a criticism a lot of people have, that basically they're a giant animal version of something you find on Earth, which, is a big universe. So not necessarily everything has to look like that. But here's the thing to me, because as I was explaining to Adam about the different types of species that look like insects, well, I can't remember scorpions insects or not. They have got 6 legs, but they're a higher form than insects, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. They've got like the hard shell thing on the outside. Is that? I don't know.
Whatever. They've got this. But anyway, I think all the things like the arachnos. Oh, they look just like the arachnos, except they're not. They're skeever. Skeetra?
Skeever? Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. It's totally skeevy. And I realised after they sort of kept panning out and they did show the queen. There is a queen. And they showed her quite a lot. And she doesn't have an arachnid body. The arachnos has actually the whole body as well, whereas she seemed to be a biped. Unless I missed something. Then again, when they were cloaked, they were bipedal. And then... Yeah. So maybe she can just keep a bipedal form while still having her her head. But she was. What do you think of her design?
Yeah, I quite like that. It's very, obviously black and red. And
I always like the red highlight. Is always a good look.
Very cool and very sort of. Yeah. I don't know, just freaky. Yeah. And like the weird teeth as well. There's like claw teeth.
You can sort of see the line where they're on her mouth.
Yeah. So yeah.
I must admit, visual effects, the face, I mean, the eye makeup stops around about here, which is understandable. Yeah. And that's fair enough. But she obviously had big black lenses in. There was probably too many close-ups of her mouth, the way her teeth weren't sitting in quite right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But actually, she had a good time. She wasn't too bad at speaking around. She had kind of like a hissy thing going on, which you would have if you got like false teeth and something. Yeah. But... for all you know, that could be how her species talk anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Because when one of the others speak, they're kind of like a bit hishy as well, a bit sibilant. So yes, you could probably say, metaverse it is because of the false teeth, but that could just be how they speak. So basically, they're scavengers. They, and this is definitely spoiler. They kidnap, they abduct Tesla to fix their ship, basically. They fix the ship, fix their weapons, because they want to invade everywhere. And saying about Ryan and Dorothy. I'm going with Dorothy having like nice moments. So actually, Yaz has nice moments with Nikola, where they're talking about like because before they're abducted, it's just the two of them in his lab, and they're just talking about things, and she's like, "Oh, radar," and he's like, "What?" Like, "Oh, just sending out signals to see what's around you." He's like, "Huh." I can't remember what he said he called it, but he had a similar sort of idea. So they had nice little bonding moments. And so yeah, when they get abducted, they threaten her because he refuses to fix, because he doesn't want to fix their weapons and that. Because he has the naive assumption that because they're an advanced race, they should be more peaceable, and they're not. They are scavengers, and they basically threaten her life, and he's like no, and then the doctor comes along and says, "Oh, I know stuff," and starts basically saying, "Oh, this is from this planet, and this is from this planet, and you're just scavengers. You ever had an original idea yourself? Just have an idea, try that."
Yeah, calling them out on it.
Basically, but she's got like a teleport bracelet, and she finds a power cell in her toolbox, because she does, and she actually establishes before she leaves, this should give me enough power to get me, Yaz, and Tesla back, but it needs to recharge once I get there. And then, wish me luck. And she turns up, does all her doctory speechifying, and she said, "Oh, and Yaz, you think he's like, he's nothing compared to me and her? Yeah, we make her look like the wizard. Like, say, Yaz, she can tell you what this is." And Yaz looks at her, "It's a camera." "Right you are." Flash, 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 flash. And then they basically, that's just as it thinks. She is checking the thing to make sure it's okay. So they get off the thing, and then basically the Queen makes contact at some point and says, "Oh," because they have the whole plan. They're basically going to use Tesla's tower at, I can't remember the name of the place. It's probably quite famous.
Yeah, it begins with a W, doesn't it?
Well, something. Hey Google, what was the name of Tesla's lab on Long Island?
My apologies, I don't understand. But I found something else. Do you want to know what is the name of the turtle that carries the world?
That's a great turn. I knew that one.
My apologies, I don't understand.
Hey Google, what was the name of Tesla's lab on Long Island?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
Rubbish. She was free. I got her as a free gift from Google. But yeah, Wallbanger? I don't know. That's Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey Wallbanger. It's in that cocktail. Harvey Wallbanger.
But yeah, basically, he has a big tower. It's basically an allusion to Tesla coils.
Yes, yeah.
Showing about how they we're going to put it into the ground. That's when they had the conversation about Tesla inventing Wi-Fi. Although the stuff about ether was proved to be wrong, because it was. I think Einstein disproved it with the special theory of relativity. It's a whole thing. I watch a lot of debunk videos. You've done a lot of science watching those.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And I don't say I fully understand everything or could relate it back, but science communicators are good people. So yeah, they have this whole montage of putting it together, having the putting the all right, the TARDIS shields are going to wrap around the building and everything. Oh, by the way, once we start charging up the tower, the shields are going to drop. So you have about 30 seconds to defend everything, and they're trying to find weapons to defend themselves. And Graham's like, "Don't worry, this is not our first rodeo." And Ryan's like, "Graham, we've never been to a rodeo." I was like, "Stop ruin my moment." They're all like this, and she's like, that's when the Queen communicates and says, "It's me or Tesla, the planet or Tesla, basically." And Tesla's like, "I don't want to be that responsibility," and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Edison's been there the whole time, and they say, "Well, okay, to make this plan work, we need to clear the streets." And Yaz trying to clear the streets, and people are like, "Is it my accent? What? Why won't you move?" And then Edison picks up a newspaper and just starts saying, "Tesla's experiments are going to endanger everyone. Like, you just move." Just this whole thing, means to an end.
Yeah.
It's a bit mean, but it did the job. So they cleared the streets, so nobody could get hurt by the thing and the scorpions. So what do you think of when the scorpions started attacking?
Yeah, I mean they've they're very determined.
But because they're obviously CGI.
Yeah.
So what did you think? Because I come to you, so they're interview. What do you actually think about the way they were in the environment?
I think they were obviously CGI, but I think they fit quite well. It wasn't like obviously obvious.
Yeah, and then there's even things where they're interacting with stuff.
Yeah, and like things fall over, they crash into things, and yeah.
They seem to squabble as well when they bump into each other.
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey!" It's like look at each other. Where would you do that? I quite as scary as they were. I think that sort of added a nice bit of humour to them.
Yeah,
so that was quite good.
But you outside of knowing they're obviously CGI, you believe them in the environment.
Yeah,
that's good for a TV budget as well.
Yeah.
So CGI is definitely coming on. So this is Yaz and Edison. I keep calling Einstein. I think Einstein was early 1900s. Einstein would have been around, but not.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was that sort of.
No, I think it was it's definitely pre-war. I think it's pre-20s, isn't it? Because we never got a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's early. It was early 1900s.
Let's try this again. Hey Google, when did Nikola Tesla die?
Nikola Tesla died on the 7th of January 1943.
43. Wow.
Okay,
And the doctor said this took place a few years before his death. Like the war would have been declared by then. I know America didn't do it until later.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I would say it was pre-First World War. It definitely felt like pre-First World War, but I don't know. So pre-1920 maybe, or maybe that was 30, but I don't know. It seemed too late to be 30.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so they never gave a year at this point. One thing I did like, and I'm going to talk to you about, when the assistant and Edison are taken onto the TARDIS, we just basically cut to them being on the TARDIS and just being there. Tesla gets they all run back into the TARDIS because stuff's happening. Tesla actually gets why you all running to this blue cupboard thing, what's going on, and it has he doesn't do the full walk around, but he's kind of looking around it, and he gets the reveal moment. So this is your first time seeing this TARDIS, pretty much. And so what did you think of his having this big on the inside moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously for someone like Tesla, seeing something like that, it's that sort of like wonder. Yeah, and it's like wow, and it's a pretty cool TARDIS. It's a pretty cool TARDIS.
Because I always like it when they mix it up. Because Edison was like, yeah, I know, right? It's like so much to take in, and like the internal dimensions exceed the external dimensions, and she's like, right, you are like bigger on the inside.
The inside is on the outside.
Yeah. So I mean, so they charge up the tower with the intent of basically zapping the ship, because at that time in history there's going to be no satellites, there's going to be nothing else up there, even commercial flight isn't even a big thing. Some blimps, like the Hindenburg was I think a few years later, so the idea of blimps and stuff, but generally speaking there's going to be nothing else up in the air apart from this one spaceship, and it will be the biggest thing in the air. And they have a moment where they think, because they say establish it is going to be a hive mind and they're not going to do anything with the Queen. Then they all at the point where they think they're about to be attacked, and like, at one point Graham might find this like ray gun thing that goes all over, and it's like, now let's wait for it. It's like, yeah, that'll do. Right, let's see what this thing can do. That was fine, inevitable but funny. And they're like, why aren't you attacking? He's like, and that's like, we can't attack the ship. She's not on it. So they have a moment. It's a nice sort of face to face where she's like, as the Queen, I reserve the privilege of killing you to myself, all this kind of stuff. And she's like, oh, do you think the same plan's going to work twice? And like takes the bracelet. And so, what do you plan to do with this? Nothing. I just want you to take it. And like activates the teleport, just as and like, now, Nikola, and like gets it. And it does do the thing where it arcs up a few times before finding its target, which is, I think it went straight to the target. The arcing made it more
realistic.
So basically they all fizzle and boom. The other Scorpions basically teleport up or get destroyed from her. I don't know. They clear the streets. And then basically they say their goodbyes. There's a moment between Tesla and Edison where he's like, "Come and work with me again." He's like, "Nah, I'm alright. I'll carry on a bit my own thing." And like, there's a thing. Gaz and the Doctor are talking, and she's like, "So now this thing's changed. He saved the world. All this stuff." And Doctor's like, "No, nothing changed. He still dies penniless, and you know." And this is really disappointing. But it actually ends on a really positive note where Tesla gets the last line of "the future belongs to me," and it's like, oh, that's actually quite sweet. So, if further thoughts or comments or scenes or
yeah, no, I really like the ending. I thought it was really sort of a nice and like a bit of closure really for like knowing what's to come, and even though he didn't really have the best rest of his life, it's he's sort of like the underdog almost, and we do like an underdog.
We do like an underdog. So do you have like a favourite moment or thing?
I don't think I had a favourite moment. I just like it was a fun all rounder, and yeah, fun really. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, cool. What did you think of the balance between all the characters and?
Yeah, no, I think all the characters were balanced out quite well.
Because there's been criticism because it's quite a crowded TARDIS that not everyone gets enough to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see that, but no, I think everyone had sort of their own contribution, their own bits to say, and yeah, like everyone had like their own little funny bits as well as you know the Doctor, the main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it worked really well.
Cool. So, would you recommend it? Yeah, I mean, we always do this. It's things of the movie reviews. Would you recommend this movie? Would you recommend this episode of Doctor Who?
There's this thing called Doctor Who.
You may have heard of it.
You may have heard of it. It's excellent. Yes. Yes, go and see this thing called Doctor Who.
So, I mean, you said at the beginning, speaking as someone who hasn't really watched it, you found it a good jumping episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So what are you doing next week? Are you working?
Oh, well, yeah, Sunday. I'm late next Sunday.
Oh,
10, yeah.
Sorry, he won't be here next week, sorry. So those of you who are like, who's this cute guy? Just say my friend Sarah thinks you're cute.
Oh, thanks. Hello, Sarah, thank you.
She's not watching this.
Oh.
I might give her the link. Actually, I might give her the link, so Adam's watching this.
Yeah, you know.
So maybe she's watching this. Hi, if you are. Yeah, basically, that was... Like I said, it was a solid episode. It was fun. It was pretty well balanced. Like I said, it was story-wise, it was straightforward. But I enjoyed it. I think better than last week's. I think. Obviously, you don't see that. I did have a thought right at the beginning where they were talking about Niagara Falls powering a city. I'm like, is that kind of a carryover message from last week when they were talking about climate change ending the world?
Oh, okay.
Because there was a moment where it said, "Have you ever seen where the Queen of the Skewies was saying, if you ever see a dead planet," and like literally the previous episode was a dead planet. I won't say too much about it in case you want to watch it again, but yeah, so it's like, yeah, she's seen a few dead planets. So that was kind of like, oh, okay, there's a little, like I said before, like there's a little bit of carry, a little bit of arcing and stuff, but yeah, this definitely stands as a solid episode. As my friend can attest, who has not really seen anyone who in a while, it worked for him. But yeah, definitely better than last week. Brighter for a start. More daytime scenes. Yeah, the action was good. The quiet moments were good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked it, and Adam liked it, and he's the greener viewer. So yes, I think we're gonna wrap up now because I'm definitely going into waffle mode otherwise. So yeah, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you. You are the awesome people. I appreciate you. And yeah, like, share, subscribe. Talk. Tell me your thoughts. I do like seeing your thoughts. And then to address the person who said bad episode, preachy ending, or whatever they said. You're welcome to your opinions, but this is my channel and that's my opinion. So I didn't. I know I should sort of say and talk more because I had like 3 comments on it. There's no reason not to have replied directly, and I do apologise if you were that, but. I'm not sure. I didn't really have much more to say apart from thanks for commenting. So,
Comment's a comment.
Yeah, and that's appreciated. And look, the people that thumb down, that's still interaction, right? That still goes towards the algorithm and gets me noticed somehow. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it still counts as interaction.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go.
So there's that.
Even bad publicity, good publicity.
Exactly. So yes, thank you for watching. Do the things. I've been Michelle. He's been Adam, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.